think, believe me, these niggas died of me. Look what I'm becoming. What I did, it made a man of me. All the that I did, I swear my mother gonna be proud of me.
What it do, YouTube? It's Ty Fetty with the Fetty. Back at y'all with another video, man. Y'all know why we here, man. To handle business, man. Look, we got another one of these little documentaries on, you know how this go, man. You know what we've been on these last couple of videos, and y'all like them, so I'm gonna keep pushing them out. Somebody referred me to this video. I never seen it. I never heard of HSM. I don't know where HSM is from. I don't know what HSM do. I don't know who is in HSM. But it said the largest crew takedown in rap history, and it's by Trap Geek. You know Trap Geek gonna always push out bangers, so therefore, you gonna tune in, you dig? Before the video stop, man, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna say it again, bruh. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm gonna say it one more. Matter of fact, like, comment, subscribe. Before I gotta beat you up, y'all know what's going on. Let's get it, man.
This operation was intended to dismantle the NOB gang and take the most violent members of that gang off the street.
I don't expect to see these individuals out on the street the next day wearing a bracelet.
31 members and associates of Dorchester-based NOB street gang are now facing federal charges. Some were arrested this morning during raids in various parts of the state, including this scene in Attleboro.
Alright, we gotta talk about the NOB story. Probably one of the wildest things we've seen in a while. Also one of the biggest RICO cases in rap history. I'm talking 31 people taken down for RICO conspiracy spanning from Boston to Cape Cod to Maine and all across Massachusetts. So
I don't know about y'all, but me personally, bro, who the fuck knew Boston got active? Like, and that's East Coast. Like, I mean, you know, it's hoods and it's violence everywhere, but it's like the main highlighted cities is, you know, the Chicagos, the New Yorks, the Floridas, you feel me? The LA, you feel me? South Central. Like, nobody, this shit crazy. Like, I just be finding this shit interesting, y'all. I can't lie to y'all, bro.
So the faces of NOB are two rappers by the name of G Fredo and 7981 Cal. They got tracks with Polo G, Mozzie, but they're pretty slept on in the mainstream. Everybody locally knows them, especially the feds who had been watching for years. And they actually started to build a case against them in 2019 when they noticed these dudes were recreating murder scenes in their music videos that had gone unsolved in the city.
Why, bruh? Like, bruh, I can't stress this enough, bro. Like, I just don't understand the whole, people get so mad at niggas for snitching, bro. Like, but them be the same niggas that snitch on themselves, bro. Like, this is the third video. It's either a nigga going live. It's live, like people going live on Instagram, live on Facebook. Well, you got, they just said they recreating murder scenes that went unsolved, bruh, in they music videos, bruh. Is that not snitching? Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe Ty Fetty tripping. Y'all let me know. Is that not snitching? Like, what the fuck?
They were filming music videos on their ops block, burning their ops' hats, and super reckless shit. The feds were able to connect these music videos to a larger RICO conspiracy involving murders, beatings, bank fraud, pimping rings, and coke and fentanyl distribution across several state lines.
In fact, a couple of them were wearing GPS bracelets while committing their alleged...
What's crazy is
you're gonna go do something wearing a monitor where your location is monitored by the government, bro. That's why I say, y'all, the streets is done, bro. This shit ain't like, what's the hype behind it, bro? It's finished, bro. Like, niggas be so dumb in the head, bro. Like, some people, bro, like, you feel bad, they threw their life away, this, that, and the other, bro. Some niggas just be so, like, some people are, like, just genuinely not smart, bro. Like, come on, bro.
The NOB gang knew this was coming. The rapper 7981 Cal even released a song called Rico a couple days ago. They could feel the walls closing in. Now, we're gonna get into all this, but before we do, check out my song of the day. This is my guy Foggy Raw. Let's go.
We're not doing that. I promise you, we don't care about Foggy Raw. What the hell kind of name is Foggy Raw? Over with. We're gonna skip that, y'all. I got y'all. Not doing that, kid. And then we get an ad off the muscle. Okay.
Alright, in order to understand this story, we gotta go to one hood in particular in Boston called Dorchester, and this is the home of the NOB gang. Now, NOB stands for the three streets that they rep: Norton, Olney, and Berry Street, and they've had this huge beef with 2 blocks that are literally 5 minutes away from them in both directions. Holmes Avenue to the south and Cameron Street to the east. Now what's crazy is most, if not all, the members of NOB are Cape Verdean. See, a lot of people don't know this, but Boston and the surrounding areas in Massachusetts have the highest Cape Verdean population outside of Cape Verde in the world, because a lot of folks from Cape Verde migrated to Massachusetts to take part in the whaling industry, where they would go off to the sea hunting for whales for their oil, meat, and whalebone, which that was big business till the 1920s.
In the comments, somebody let me know what Cape Verde, like, where is Cape Verde at? Like, where is it located? And what distinguishes a Cape Verde person from a regular black person or a regular light-skinned mixed person?
Then the industry died out. Boston became super gentrified, making rent literally the 3rd most expensive in America, pushing people into hoods. And you ended up with these triple-decker houses, many of which needed Section 8 to survive. But this is where it gets crazy. Not only are NOB mostly Cape Verdean, but the blocks that they're beefing with are also Cape Verdean, so you end up with cases where you literally got some cousins who are fighting each other. Blood cousins from opposite blocks, beefing with each other. I mean, I heard stories of the rapper G Fredo was at a family event with his own ops, and there was so much tension there, they had to separate them on each side of the party away from each other.
How do that work, bro? Like, just imagine, bro. My cousin, right? I'm beefing with my cousin, right? You know your cousin is your parents' siblings. Somebody's birthday come up, do y'all just not go? A family reunion, do y'all just not go? Like, you know what I mean? Like, somebody graduate college, high school, whatever, do y'all not go? Like, bruh, even if, you feel me, you want to beef with your cousin, cool. Stand on that, though. You can't go to no function and just see him and nothing happen, bro. It's supposed to be smoke. It's supposed to be pressure. What's the point? Like, bro, this should be so...
It just got too hot, and they had to cancel the event altogether. Now, in 2017, G Fredo and 7981 Cal started releasing tracks to SoundCloud, and they were documenting everything they were doing in the streets, and this shit was escalating quickly. One day in September of 2017, 7981 Cal and his homie Ricky were casing this Cape Verdean barbershop because they had seen one of their ops from Cameron Street go in there for a shape-up. Now, his name was Bunzo, and the NOB gang were notorious for using these scooters to do hits because scooters are super mobile. You can get in and out of places that cars can't get into. So Bunzo went into the barbershop, and 7981 Cal pulled up on a scooter, following him into the barber's, and allegedly unloaded 30 rounds into him, killing him on the spot. Cal got back on the scooter and dipped. The only problem for them was, at the time, his homie Ricky, who was casing the barbershop with him, was court-ordered to wear a GPS monitor, which gave the Boston PD the GPS info of him driving past the barbershop multiple times before Bunzo was murdered. So the police got all that GPS data to prove that he's doing reconnaissance for the murder. Now, the state didn't act on it right away. Maybe it wasn't enough evidence, maybe they weren't piecing that together, I don't know, and the shit continued to get violent. Right after they killed this guy Bunzo, Cal and G Fredo made the song Dead Ops, and they were just taunting Cameron Street. And what's wild about the music is G Fredo and Cal are getting hundreds of thousands of listens on SoundCloud. Meanwhile, their rivals from Cameron Street got no music, none. It's like a one-sided battle in the booth, right? They're beating up on them on the tracks, basically controlling the narrative. And while all this is going on, the NOB gang was spreading their enterprise. They opened up some trap houses where they were packing up heroin, fentanyl, coke, and they had a huge customer network that went as far as Cape Cod in one direction and Maine in the other. If one of the NOB members got booked, someone would take their place, and the money would get relayed back to 7981 Cal, who would pay for their lawyers, give them canteen money. I even heard stories of Cal and G Fredo getting dressed up as junkies to go down to the crackhead spot in the city, which is an intersection in Boston called the Methadone Mile. And they would do deals as crackheads. But the problem was the state was onto them, right? The Boston police had several undercover officers playing the role of addicts who went to go make purchases off NOB members who were dealing. They had transaction records through text and phone, and they started to build up some evidence of the drug trafficking that NOB was doing. But even the state didn't know the scope of things. They might have made a couple of petty drug arrests here and there, but NOB kept expanding their operations. One night in February of 2018, G Fredo and one of his shooters pulled up to Cameron Cameron Street in a Chrysler Pacifica. They were doing a drill. They saw one of their rivals, whose name was John Collin, chilling in front of his house. So they doubled back a second time and pulled the car in slowly. Gfredo and his boy went stealth mode through an alley that was adjacent to John's house, and once they saw him, they started shooting. Once they dropped him, they made it back to the Chrysler and dipped. And a woman rushed over to John to see if he was okay, and as he was bleeding out, he pointed to the Chrysler and said, "That was Gfredo," and he bled out and died.
So you beefing with niggas that's snitching. You can't win, bro. I keep telling y'all, the streets is finished, bro. There's no point in even getting involved, bro. Niggas say it's beef. You go do something because of the beef, he gonna snitch. The feds on your line. You doing drills with a box on your ankle, bro. Like, what's the point, bro? I don't understand. I don't get
Less
what's
than
the
6
point?
weeks after that murder, Gfredo put out the song They Don't Know, where he basically recreates the murder scene of John Collin in his music video. Now, something about Fredo was he was known as the small dude with the itchy trigger finger. He would often head over to Cameron Street just looking for trouble. I heard stories of grown-ass men like OGs from the block that would see him coming and start running, which, I mean, I would too. Bullets don't discriminate with your age. You could be 19 and small with a gun, I'm running. And the rumors on the internet is that Fredo has at least 5 bodies, including his childhood friend who went by the name of Smoke, who he actually shouts out on the song called What Happened. I think the lyrics go, trying to do a kid like who? Trying to do him like Smoke. This was allegedly one of his close friends who, I guess he had to do him like that. Now, as Gfredo is racking up kills, his music is also doing really well, especially in the city. And he and 7981 Cal started to call their rap collective HSM, which stood for Headshot Mafia. Basically, you couldn't join unless you got a body. Now, as the music was picking up speed, the Boston police were starting to tap in a little more. They actually set up surveillance at NOB territories and Cameron Street territories just to try and reduce the killings. In March of 2018, less than 2 months after the murder of John Collin, investigators were conducting surveillance near Gfredo's place. They saw Fredo get picked up in a rented SUV, driving towards a residential neighborhood associated with Cameron Street. And the only reason for NOB members to be driving to that area was clearly they were looking to do drills, right? But they noticed they were being tailed by police, so they started to drive and swerve in a way to get them off their trail. This led to a high-speed chase where Fredo was in the back seat and tossed the guns out the window of the SUV somewhere on the highway, dipping in and out of traffic until eventually the cops pulled them over and arrested everybody. Now, a couple people got booked, but nothing too serious. And it wasn't until the summer of 2019 where the Boston police said, listen, this is getting out of control. We need bigger guns. So they called in the feds to assist in the investigation. Now, in July of 2019, a kid was headshot by an NOB member. And 2 days after he died, Fredo released the video for the song Die Homes.
Look, pop out of his bushes like what? That
When the stakes are high at work, your tone matters. Grammarly.
They ass is on whatever you want them to be on. This shit, hey, hey, we just did 2 Chicago videos. These Boston niggas giving their ass a run for their money. No cap, no cap.
Move your project forward.
this glizzy, I'm slamming, gon' leave that stuck. We sticked up.
Now, he was violating with this one. He was setting their ops' clothes on fire, simulating executions of Holmes gang members, and he filmed it right on their block, right? It was super disrespectful. All while this is going on, the feds were monitoring this shit like it was The Wire. They intercepted calls between NOB members that was coded language. They were talking about eating fish, which was coded language for take out anyone you thought was Cameron Street. I'll read a bit of the transcript, right? Check this out. Even if I'm out fishing and I got my hook in the water, I'm not gonna catch that fish because I don't know what these fishes look like, bro. Now the dude on the other line goes, any fish is food. We live in the ocean. Even if you think it's friendly, you eat that fish. Just some demonic shit, right? While all this is going on, Gfredo and Cal are blowing up on SoundCloud, right? They did a music video with Polo G that summer. They did one with Mozzie in October of 2019. Now, the kid who was headshot in July of 2019, he actually had a twin brother who tried to leave Cameron Street and he tried to escape detention with NOB. They caught up to him all the way out in the suburbs of Boston, like 45 minutes away. And they did that in February of 2020. So you don't escape this. This was kind of the last straw, right? The feds had been building and building and building this case since summer of 2019, and the reason the feds were brought in was to establish what's called RICO charges. Now, you probably heard of that, maybe from the Treyway case with 6ix9ine, where they got RICO charges. Basically, before the RICO Act was signed into law, I think by President Reagan, it was virtually impossible to prosecute the high-level mafia dons or the leaders of the gangs, right? Because they rarely ever had direct paper trail or direct evidence of them committing the crimes. It was always enforcers. So the RICO Act let the government charge everybody as a criminal organization responsible for the individual actions people inside that gang took. So if somebody commits a murder for the express purpose of moving up in the gang and elevating the criminal enterprise, everybody can be responsible for it under RICO charges. So a couple weeks ago, the feds came in, they did a huge raid in a bunch of different boroughs of Massachusetts. They swooped in and they took down 31 members of the NOB gang.
Why the hell do he keep saying Massachusetts? I can't get past Massachusetts, nigga. It's Massachusetts. Like, he keeps saying Massachusetts.
Including G Fredo and 7981 Cal. And as I said literally a couple days ago, 7981 Cal released a music video for his song Rico, right? Because they knew this was coming. And looking at the indictments, they have people on bank fraud, they got people on pimping rings, they got, of course, the drug trafficking stuff from the trap houses where they were, you know, distributing fentanyl. Of course, they got the murder charges, attempt murder charges. Reading the indictments is pretty solid. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens, but when the feds come, they don't play. I think their conviction rate is 95%. So if you're a fan of 7981 Cal and G Fredo, I mean, I gotta admit, their music is fire, but they're not coming home.
Damn, y'all. See, like, I can't lie. What I just watched right there, that shit might be worse than what we just seen from Chicago. Them Chicago youngins, man. No cap, bro. They was on straight business. And this is not to glorify any of this, bro. I keep seeing comments of how I'm glorifying it or giving these people a voice or whatever. But it's like, this is real life, bro. This is what happens in day-to-day lives. I'm sorry that some people didn't have to go through that or didn't have to see that, bro. But this is really what happens. Like, I have dead friends, bro. Like, I have people that I've went to middle school, elementary school, high school with that and died to guns, bro. Like, this is just how people live, bro. I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend nobody. I'm not trying to, feel me, like, push out no other narrative than we just watching an interesting video of what goes on in other people's lives in other states, bro. That's all we doing, bro. This shit it's shocking to me, bro. I can't lie. I didn't, bro. Like I said, news, media, Twitter, Instagram covers the same little not small states, but same small areas. We don't hear about Boston. We don't hear about Maryland. We don't hear about New Hampshire, whatever, etc. You feel me? And it's just interesting, bro. I did not know Boston got just critical. I knew, like I said, everywhere is dangerous. Everywhere got violence. Everywhere got a hood, but these niggas was active. Like, this is different than hearing that. These niggas is active. He talking about all fish is food. Like, that sound like the Nemo. Fish are not friends. They're food. Like, Bruce. Like, you feel me? Like, damn, y'all. But look, man. You know we gotta keep pushing out the bangers. You know I'm gonna keep pushing them out for y'all, bro. Y'all like it, so I love it. You dig? With that being said, man, it's Ty Fetty with the Fetty, man. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch y'all next time, man. I'm out.